Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and personalization. So as we see more AI products go into marketplaces and different ways that we interact with products or services that we use, you'll start to hear a lot more around the word personalization. So when you think about personalization, you should think about personally identifiable information. So what these companies are doing, they're asking for more personally identifiable information about someone so that they can customize or curate an experience. So nothing wrong with that. I think we'll see a lot more of that where companies want to know or want to make an experience that you want to come back to again and again. And a part of that will be personalization. There are three things if companies decide that they want to go the personalization route that they need to really be thinking of. So an example I make is maybe a retailer is trying to use an AI tool to help people virtually try on garments. So as a result, they may be asking for someone's weight, their height, their measurements in order to be able to show them what they would look like in a certain garment or a dress. In those situations, there are probably three things that companies really need to think about. One is behavioral tracking. So as you're getting more, asking for more information, you're tracking more information about someone's behavior that may implicate certain privacy laws that people need to really be thinking about. Secondary use, for example, let's say you collected the data and you stated that you collected this like people's measurements and information for them to try on garments, then businesses shouldn't be using that for another use unless they actually got consent from the individual to use it for something else, and then consent and control. So let's say someone agreed to a particular personalization. If they decide at some point that they don't want that personalization, you need to be able to stop the personalization, and also you may be asked to delete information that you had about that personalization. So I think companies, as they go into an era where they're able to bring new products, new features, new services to people using AI, they need to really think about that data lineage issue and the data life cycle. So anything that people opt into for personalization, be able to opt out. That data that's collected, if they say they want to opt out, they want to stop an experience, companies need to be able to delete that data. The data shouldn't be sent over to any secondary uses, especially if it hasn't been done in a consensual way. And then you definitely don't want to almost like fingerprint someone in terms of behavioral tracking or sharing that information. So I think we're going to see a lot more conversations around these things as companies try to embrace more AI, more emerging technologies, especially to entice, interest their customers into a more personal experience. That's it. Thank you.